Hi everyone, how are you? It is crazy Santa hat day or holiday hat day at Cole Elementary, and so I've got my hat on, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tight on this fat head, so I'm gonna have to take it off here in a second. So I'm gonna take it off, so excuse that. But I want to give you kind of an update. Calling this 3 words and a story. So thinking about 3 words for the week and then a story, and kind of talk about that in terms of where we are and how we're doing. Obviously, we're progressing. It's Thursday, and we've gotten through almost another week of school, and that's fantastic. And I appreciate everyone's effort, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on some other things. So the first word I want to talk about of our 3 words is hands. Okay, hands. That's our first word. It's taken a lot of hands to keep school open this year and to do some fun things. And recently, we've had several hands really make a difference. The PTO has done the Holly Shop this year. Usually, the kids come to the gymnasium, the lobby's decorated, everything's spread out in the gymnasium, and the kids shop. And that couldn't happen this year. So Rachel Vaughn, Wendy Benner, Megan Gordon, and Jackie Jansen, the PTO presidents, PTO officers said, you know what, we would still like to do Holly Shop, but how do we do it? And so I said to them, the one thing I could think you could do is do a mini Holly Shop in each classroom. So they did, and they put, they got the We Are Rec Center, and they put out a call for hands. And people showed up, maybe some of you did as well, and they put things together in boxes, and they came and they were delivered. And then it was right before Thanksgiving, we delivered all the boxes to classrooms. Last week, when the kids came back, the teachers picked an afternoon or a morning, spread all the wares out, and the kids went shopping. And so that was really fun, and that was really cool, and it worked. And you know what? It was because of a lot of hands. Another set of hands happened this past weekend. Christmas with a Cop with Marshal Scott Fisher, the Clarksville Town Pride, the Clarksville Christian Church, all got together, and individuals were given a drive-through, the fire department as well, drive through the bays, and they got backpacks full of holiday gear. They got a nice meal. We talked about 125 turkeys getting picked up by Pastor Stedge from the Clarksville Christian Church. And again, lots of hands made that happen. And so I was really grateful for that as well. And what I'm seeing right now are a lot of hands being done in terms of school, trying to make school fun and engaging. This is the hard time of year. And I will tell you, on a good year, it's hard because it's right before winter break, and kids are ready for school to be out. And this makes it even harder because you're wearing masks, you're social distancing, all those things. So the teachers are doing a really good thing as well. But so again, our first word is hands. So we appreciate the hands. One thing I would say to you about hands, though, is hands. I want you to commit to me that over the next 3 weeks, you are going to work on getting your children's hands dirty. It's a gorgeous day out today. Get them outside. Have them play. I love doing, again, recess duty, and I always go squirt, squirt, squirt. I love when I see the kids come in and their hands are dirty. I can squirt that stuff on their hands. I know they played hard. Have your hands dirty at home. Have your kids help you bake. Nothing better than dirty hands from making cookies. Get your hands dirty, all right? Play outside, do a craft. Get your hands dirty that way. Get your hands dirty doing a project with your child. Your goal over the next 3 weeks is your kids' hands are dirty. So our first word of the week is hands. Second word of the week is progress. We're at the point in our our year where we're looking at progress. And just so you know, we give a couple of assessments, one called NWA, which we will give after we return in January. That's a test that's given at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. We look at growth. So we're looking at progress. How were we when we started? How are we now? Where are we at the end of the year? So we haven't given that test yet. We were supposed to give it now. We pushed it back till after because we have some students returning from virtual. So all of TSC is going to move that around. But we're going to work on those projects. progress. However, we also are seeing some kids do some work in terms of what's called a dyslexia screener. In the state of Indiana, there is an expectation, a rule that says you have to screen every kindergarten, first, second grader for potential dyslexia. So we give what are called screeners. They're NWEA screeners. They take about 10 minutes each. And then we have a couple other ones that are spelling and one that's a naming thing that we can kind of see how our kids are and do we need to give extra work. So right now, if you have a kindergartner, you're probably seeing a lot of progress from where they were. But I will tell you, when I walk down the hallway and see 4th and 5th grade, I'm amazed at their progress as well. I was in Mrs. DeFreeze's 3rd grade class yesterday, thrilled to see some of the kids are mastering their multiplication. Progress. We love seeing progress. And again, it could come in many simple ways. It could be something as simple as, do you know your letters and sounds? Do you know how to count to 100? Do you, can you write your name, completely? Can you read a book and finish it? All those things are progress. And so our first word is hands. Our second word is progress. Our third word of the day is innovation. We have had a lot of things that are different this year. We've had to innovate. We've had to change. We've had to adjust. We've had to overcome. But I will tell you, not everything's been bad. We have some things that are very innovative that have happened. And I will tell you some of those things that have gone on. And honestly, they're good. And they're not going to go away. For example, I put a picture on Facebook yesterday of Mrs. Doak holding this big old scrubber. It's like a dust mop almost. And you know what? You put it in a bucket of sanitizer, you wring it out, you put it on, and you can wipe down tables like there's no tomorrow. Now, I'll tell you, if you've ever watched us do lunch duty, those ladies in the cafeteria are wiping down with wet rags. It takes a good 10 minutes to wipe down the cafeteria. We can knock out the cafeteria and get everything in about 3 minutes. Innovation. It's not going away. We're better because of it. Next thing, I kind of really do like all the sanitizing stations everywhere. I will tell you, I walk by and squirt. I sanitize my hands. We have kids who have better hygiene. I do think that one of the things that will come out of that, masks are a nuisance, but we're breathing in less germs. Our hands are sanitized. We're less dirty. We're less some of those pieces. So hopefully we'll stay healthier. I think those things will stay once we move past this. We've changed some procedures. Obviously, parent pickup's different. And again, thank you, all the parents out there. Some of you are in line right now. You're outside waiting in line, and you understand that this is because we had to do it. But honestly, it's worked. It's worked better. It's faster. We're better at it. Parents are social distancing. You're wearing your mask. You're doing all those things. So thank you. I think the procedure will stick with that. We go to lunch now, and you know what? It's one of those things where you think, what the heck? What were you thinking? Why did you do this 15 years ago? The kids sit down when they come in the cafeteria, and we dismiss them by table to go through the line. You know how much easier that is? You know where most of the problems happen for lunch and recess? In line. Going to lunch, going to recess, coming in from recess, waiting for your food in the cafeteria. They sit down. We send up a group at a time. They go in, they go out. And then the other thing is, and any of you who worked in school realize this, we've spent forever teaching the kids their number. Oh my gosh, gone away. We have ID badges that the kids have. And so we had those printed off in paper this year. Scan it. It's used for the library. It's so much better. We are this close, thanks to Leslie and Mike Summerfield and the Summerfield family. We figured out luggage tags to book bags. We are going to start scanning kids on and off the school bus. It's got to take a little bit of time. Innovation, it's going to stay. It's a good thing. I'll tell you one more thing I think that's going to stay that's not all bad. We've had a lot of RTI meetings. We've had a lot of case conferences that we've had to do virtually. You are always welcome to come in. But I will tell you, you all know who work in Lafayette. If you have a meeting at 10 o'clock, you got to leave at 9 o'clock or 9:15 to get here. You got to do your meeting and drive back. We've had so much better attendance at these meetings because parents can just show up on their phone or on their computer, get the information they need, share what they need, and get back. You know what? That's better. That's innovation. It's not changing. So 3 words of the week: hands, progress, innovation. All right, story. So I have this thing called the Book of Excellence. And inside the Book of Excellence, anyway, a child receives something called a Book of Excellence slip. All right? It has different life skills on it. Active listening, common sense, cooperation, effort, flexibility, etc. Kid does something good with a life skill. Life skills are important to us. They get a Book of Excellence slip. All right? Used to be come to the office. Now, because of the COVID situation, they're outside the door. I walk around with my book and we sign them. So we have this book right here. All right? It's got kids' names and it's got first name, last name, and life skill and teacher. So, like, for example, Jordan Peterson, personal best from Miss Holden's class. Jace Edwards, effort from Mrs. DeFreeze's class. Lincoln Raywinkle, personal best from Mrs. Oakley's class. So the kids sign this Book of Excellence, all right? So, honest truth, every time I'm doing Book of Excellence, I learn something about your kid. I love it. For example, do you know that Dell lost a tooth and she had to have it pulled because that's, it wasn't all the way coming out, but you hear those things, okay? Because when you have the Book of Excellence. And then the other thing is, so in first grade or kindergarten, we talk about progress. There are milestones. Knowing letters and sounds is a big thing. Counting to 100 is a big deal. Now, I will tell you, and moms and dads who have kindergartners, you know this. There is nothing longer on earth than a child counting to 100 in kindergarten. And Mr. Pinto sometimes makes a mistake of saying, no way, can you count to 100? And then, yeah, and so it's 1, 2, 3. And they always get stuck on the 20s, the 30s, the whatever. But they do it, and they do a good job of it. And it's one of those things that you learn about. First grade. First grade is when we learn our last name. Kindergarten, I don't even try. Put your first name down. We're lucky to get it in the box. Move on. First grade is like, all right, write your first and your last name. And it's interesting watching kids learn their last name, and they learn it in first grade. That's fantastic. I hear about birthdays. I hear about, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. What are you doing? Where are you going? Do you get a gift? All those things. So I will tell you, every day I walk the halls with my Book of Excellence binder, sometimes twice a day, pull kids out who have one hanging outside, and we talk, and you learn a lot. And so when you get those home, ask about it because it's awesome. Two other things. First of all, I had a lot of people reply that they really liked this little check-in last week, so I'm doing it again. I'm going to put it on YouTube, and I'm going to also I'll email it to everybody if they miss it. But some people said, Mr. Pinto, you look really tired. And you know what? I did. I kind of look tired right now, too, and I'm not really tired. But my gosh, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, all right, honestly. But I will tell you, a couple things that are going on every day that I just appreciate, little kindnesses, all right? Mrs. Waldridge in the cafeteria takes care of me, all right? At the end of lunches at 1 o'clock, she always brings me a lunch, all right? And she takes care of me. It's one of those things she just does. She just does it, doesn't think about it, just does it, and I appreciate that. She's taking care of me. She knows that if I don't slow down to eat, I won't eat. Now, to be honest with you, probably could skip a meal or 4, but thank you for that. Yesterday, out of the blue, Rhonda Skinner from the Stockwell Market sends me a Mountain Dew and an iced tea and said, have a good day. You know what? Nothing but that. Well, I share that with you because little kindnesses make a big difference, and they really do. 3 words of the week are hands. Remember my commitment, your commitment to me. Next 3 weeks, get your kids' hands dirty. Progress, we're working hard, making progress, and innovation. That's all I got for this week. Tomorrow is Friday. A couple reminders. Next Friday, we are going to send home devices with your child in case something changes. I will tell you, if you looked at the Tippecanoe County situation today, we are at 15% positivity in the county, 13.9, I think, in the state. So we want to be prepared. We don't know. We're planning on coming back January 4th, 2021. But if not, we will have a device home, all right? If you are not coming back to school, you're moving, please let us know so we don't send a device home. And honestly, kids did good. The kindergarten, first grade today walked to the to Stockwell, did some singing today. That was fantastic, awesomeness. Teachers are doing an amazing job. But I want to, again, thank you for this check-in. 3 words: hands, progress, innovation. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll hopefully do this again next week. I kind of like the 3 words of the story because it kind of makes sense. Have a great day. See y'all.